I want to show you some must-have tools to work on your furnace. You should always have some nut drivers, red and yellows. They're kind of standard. You should also have a stummy, because sometimes you need a stummy to reach up in here to be able to get the sensors and flow coils. These are basically good for taking the front cover off. Now this furnace here, everything's pretty much accessible, but a lot of the older furnaces, not a lot is accessible, and it's hard to get these controls out. So basically your nut drivers, regular and stubby. Always carry stubby screwdrivers. I like to carry a flexible nut driver, because basically you can turn it, so you can reach around the pipe and get it on there. I carry two different sockets, a 1/4 inch and the 5/16. Sometimes it helps me able to get on there around obstacles, mainly the gas line, especially on some of the janitorial furnaces. A lot of those are tough to get to around the gas line, and this helps out being able to do that. So your flexible nut driver, it's a good thing to have. These are really nice to have, because if you can't reach up underneath, sometimes you're trying to slide in from the top, and these allow you to slide in from the top and get to them. Now they're 5/16 and 1/4 inch. This is a Craftsman. I never really use it too much on cars, but on furnaces I have used these to reach in when you're trying to get controls out. I also have the straight one too. This works pretty good, but sometimes it's a little too thick. This gets in the way here, but on these it's a lot thinner. So I use this one a lot. This one, sometimes you can get in there. I wish it was thinner, because if it was, it'd be perfect for getting in there. So, but anyway, I carry both of them for those tight places where you can't get from underneath. And sometimes there's a gas line right underneath your flame sensor, and that's usually what always goes bad. And I use this a lot to get them out. So, not a bad idea to have your two of these on hand. This saves me a lot of time. Also, I like to carry something that's real long and adjustable, especially when you're changing a heat exchanger. If you're using a regular nut driver to try and do a heat exchanger, you're always getting cut on these edges, because you're in here and your hand's always rubbing on the edges and getting cut. So I like to have something long that I can get in there and start taking things apart while my hands are outside the furnace. Sometimes I use them on inducers, but it's adjustable. I mean, I can take this out and I can just change my driver, and it's different lengths. So every once in a while you'll have to get from bottom to top and get something loose, but not very often. Mainly to change heat exchangers, or kind of like when I want to work outside the furnace on the inside. So I use this to keep my hands out here and take apart the screws. It goes much faster that way. And it's basically just an extension here, and this is made for hex drive bits, but I'm sure you can find, I don't think they make this anymore, but any kind of screwdriver that has bits that you put in the top. You can buy. I'm sure they still have those. And this is just a extension and your driver. I find this really handy. Changing things out inside here and working from the outside. So there you have it. Those are the really the special tools that I use to get parts out of the furnace. But mainly, I wanted to show you these three. This is a real good one, the flexible nut driver, and these two. You'd be surprised. You'd be real surprised how much this helps out on the older furnaces getting on flame sensors. Cannot say enough about it.